Hello from wherever you are. I'm Morgan, and this is Weasel, and we have a beginner flow for you today. So a couple things as far as your setup goes. I recommend if you set your mat up the same way I have mine, and this will be the front of my mat. So if you want to set yourself up the same way, and then if you would like, you can grab a pillow. It's nice to have, not essential. You can just grab a throw pillow from your couch or even a pillow off of your bed. So maybe pause the video to grab that if you need. And then once you've got your pillow, bring yourself to a comfortable seat, tucking that pillow underneath your tailbone to help lift your spine and straighten through the spine a little bit more by pushing. This pillow is helping push our pelvis anteriorly forward. So we'll come to a comfortable seat, either a cross-legged position, or like me, you may choose to bring one heel into your sit bone and then bring the other leg on top of that one. And then find a comfortable position for your hands, either palms face down on your knees if you are looking for a little more grounding in your practice today, or you can turn your palms up if you're feeling a little tired and want to bring some more energy in. And we'll take a few deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Starting to lengthen our breath on both the inhales and the exhales. Maybe you want to start bringing a count into your breath to help you focus just on that breath and help you let go of any other thoughts, to-do list items, worries or cares that concern life off of the mat that you want to just let go of now. So by focusing on your breath, you can start to come into the present moment. You can close your eyes, start to maybe count to 4 if you wish to bring some counting into your breath. Starting on the inhale, we'll all take a deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath, retain the breath for a moment at the top, and then slowly try to release that exhale to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. One more time on your own count. Beautiful. If you've had your eyes closed, you can flutter them open. Drop your palms down to your sides, down to your hips, and then sweep your palms in a wide arc to bring your hands straight up overhead. You can pretend you're holding a big beach ball overhead, or if it's not too tight in your shoulders, to bring your palms together at this point. Please do so. Inhaling to stretch, reach, lengthen, and then exhale wherever you are. Do bring those palms together and draw your palms down slowly to your heart center, bringing your thumbs right into your sternum. Inhale, drop the hands and sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, palms together, gently bringing your palms down to heart center. One more time, deep inhale. You can bring your gaze up to your thumbs, stretching, reaching, and exhale. Your gaze follows your hands as you bring your palms down to heart center. And then take a bow to your palms. And we'll open our practice by saying Namaste. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. We'll drop our palms to the mat, to both sides of the hips. Start to walk your right palm out and then sweep your left arm overhead, taking care that your sacrum, your sit bones remain grounded into the earth here, so you're not coming all the way over, but just enough so that you're getting a nice stretch opening through the side body and your hips are staying grounded to the earth. One more deep inhale and exhale, and then inhale, bring both arms up overhead, and exhale, drop the left or the opposite palm to the outside of your hip and stretch your right arm overhead. Providing a counter stretch as you're reaching this right arm, but trying to ground through this right hip so the right hip stays grounded into the earth. Stretching through the side body. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then inhale, sweep both arms up overhead, and exhale, float the arms down. Use your palms to scoot your hips up to remove that pillow you may have been sitting on, and slowly make your way into a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, clawing through the fingertips to take pressure out of your wrists. And if at any point in this practice you're starting to feel some tension in your wrist, you can always come onto make fists with your wrists. So claw through the fingertips, straighten through the spine, engage your navel, so draw your belly in. Spine is long, the head is one long extension of the crown, or the head is one long extension of the spine, crown is reaching forward. Deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, start to tip your pelvis forward, tip your hip bones forward, shine the tailbone towards the back of your room, and then drop your belly, squeeze your shoulder blades together along your spine, and bring your gaze forward. This is our cow position here. On our exhale, we initiate this movement by tipping the pelvis, the hips back. So now the tailbone is shining towards, if you had a little tail, if you had a little dog tail or something coming off of the end of your tailbone, it's shining towards the ground. You're tucking your tail, bringing your navel into your spine, now protracting through the shoulder blades. So before we were squeezing them together, now we're rounding those shoulder blades, dropping our head, our crown of our head to the earth, clawing through the fingertips for our cat position. On the inhale, initiate this movement from your hips, dropping your hips forward, then the belly drops, then the shoulder blades squeeze together and the gaze comes up for cow. And on the exhale, initiate that movement from your hips, drawing your tailbone back down, rounding your navel, drawing your navel up to your spine, protracting through the shoulders, dropping your head to the earth. The crown of the head hangs heavy towards the earth, neck hangs heavy. And take a couple more of these movements on your own now. So I invite you to maybe take your cat-cow off the rails, off the tracks a little bit, if you want to start making some circles with your hips. Drawing your hips back, and then maybe bringing your circles the other way. So this is just one option, but I invite you to take whatever else your body may be calling. Maybe your body's saying, hey, let's rock the hips back and forth. So just pay attention, notice, pay attention to any sensations, areas of tightness, stiffness, soreness, and start to see if you can bring some movement into those areas. if you've been making circles with the hips or taking movements in one direction, try to bring those movements into the other direction, the opposite way, to even it out. And then let's make our way back to a neutral tabletop position, stacking shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, spine is long. Engage through everything that is grounding into the earth right now. Go ahead and engage it and push it in even firmer. So claw the fingertips, ground through the knees, ground through the tops of the feet, and then draw your navel into your spine as you inhale and sweep your right leg straight back behind you as if you're planting the sole of your foot into an invisible wall behind you. Option to stay here if you're still looking for trying to find even weight in both your hands. So if you're dumping all the weight into the right hand, try to bring some weight into the left hand, maybe gently bring a bend into your elbows. So keep working on that, or option to bring your opposite hand, reach your opposite hand straight out in front of you as if you were shaking somebody's hand, which of course we no longer do in Corona, but pretend. Gaze straight down. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently drop everything back down. And then bring your right leg in line with your left foot. Ground through your left hand, stacking the left shoulder over the wrists. And then open up through the right arm, stretching the right arm to the sky. You can keep your gaze straight forward at a focal point, a drishti, right in front of you. Opening up through the shoulders, through the side body. And exhale, drop that top hand back down to our tabletop. Bring the right knee back in, line with the left. Find that neutral tabletop once more, clawing through the fingertips, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, ground through everything that's connected with the earth. And then draw your navel in and inhale to kick your left leg back as if it's pressing into a wall, straight back behind you. Slight bend through both your elbows, even weight through your hands. And option to stay here, or option to maybe stretch that opposite hand straight out in front of you as if you were shaking somebody's hand. This is our bird dog position, it's called. And we're here for 3, for 2, navel draws in, keep breathing, and 1, release everything. Come back to that neutral tabletop and take a quick little child's pose, dropping your hips back over your heels. So there's a couple options in child's pose. One is to keep your thighs zipped up together, or you can bring your knees out wide to the edges of your mat. And then option to have your arms straight out in front of you, or bring your arms back by your sides, palm facing up. This one's a little bit more relaxing, and the arms straight ahead of you is a little bit more, provides a little bit more of a stretch and an opening through the shoulders, through the backside. No matter which variation you've taken, relax your forehead into the earth and continue to draw in deep inhales and exhales. I invite you to set an intention for your practice. So in yoga, you can set an intention for something you want to bring into your practice today, like I am strong, I am present, or it could be something that you're wanting to take with you off of the mat as well. So again, it could be I'm strong, I'm present, or it could be I'm courageous, I'm fearless, I try new things, whatever it might be for you. Take a moment to find quiet and listen to what comes up. If something came to mind for you, go ahead and repeat that silently to yourself now. As you take a deep inhale, and then an exhale, release that intention back out and allow it to return to source and return to the universe and allow it to be. On your next inhale, start to bring your gaze up in between your hands and then bring your tailbone up, back up to a neutral tabletop position here. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Spine is long, drawing the navel in. And inhale to draw the right leg behind you once more, as if you're pressing your foot into an invisible wall behind you. And then exhale, bend through the knee and squeeze your knee into your chest, as if you're hugging your knee into your chest. Drop your knee to your nose. And then inhale, release, kick that leg straight back behind you. We're doing 2 more of these, nose to knee. Bending through on the exhale, drawing knee to nose. And inhale to straighten back through that knee, back through that leg. And exhale, nose to knee, squeeze it up, round through the spine, and then step that foot in between your hands to sweep your arms high to the sky, coming into a low lunge. If you wish to grab a pillow to bring that under the left knee, feel free to do so. Inhale, and we're stretching, reaching those arms to the sky. And then exhale, drop your left hand to the inside edge of your right foot and sweep your right arm to the sky. Deep inhale and exhale, right hand frames the right foot and drop your hips back to come into a half Hanuman, the half splits stretch. Push through the heel of your right foot at the same time as you're activating the hamstring, providing a little counter stretch here, lengthening through the spine and breathing. Breathing into the areas of tension, tightness, discomfort. And then bend through your front knee to bring the sole of that right foot back down to the earth. Push your palms into the earth as you engage your navel and draw that right leg to meet your back, tabletop position. Find that neutral position once more where you're nicely stacked. Inhale, stretch that left leg straight back behind you. And exhale, knee to nose. Round through the spine. Inhale, kick that left leg straight back behind you. And exhale, draw that left knee into your chest, hug it in, squeeze it in, knee to nose. And exhale, or inhale, draw the left leg back. And exhale, last time, nose to knee, scrunch it in. And then step that left foot between your hands. Find some stability. Press through both your legs to lift your torso back up high, stretching your arms to the sky, coming into a low lunge on the other side. Feel free to grab the pillow and bring it under your right knee this time. Inhale to stretch your arms to the sky. And exhale, drop your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Sweep your left arm to the sky. Deep inhale, and then exhale, left hand frames the left foot. Kick your hips back, coming into our half Hanuman. Trying to straighten through the spine. So maybe you need to walk your palms back a little bit to keep your spine straight. Maybe walk your heel out a little bit more to make sure your hips are still stacked over the knees. Push through the heel of that left foot as you're finding a counter counter stretch here in that left hamstring. Keep breathing through the nose and out through the nose. Bend through the left knee, bring the sole of that left foot to the earth. Plant your palms into the ground, draw your navel in, and step that left foot to meet your right. And now drop your elbows where your hands just were. We're coming into puppy posture, so you may need to walk your knees back just a smidge to keep those hips stacked over the knees, and then drop your chest to the earth, and maybe, just maybe, your forehead can even come to the earth as well as you open up through the shoulders, claw through the fingertips, and continue to breathe. Here for 2 more deep breaths. In yoga, a breath is a full inhale and a full exhale. So it's not inhale, exhale, I'm done. It's 2 inhales, 2 exhales. And then on your next inhale, lift your gaze to bring it between your hands, and then slowly slide your belly, your torso onto the earth, bringing your pelvis into the earth, pushing your pelvis into the earth, your belly into the earth, pushing through your elbows to bring your chest up, your chest forward, coming into Sphinx pose. Zip up through the legs. So bringing the thighs together, knees together, feet together, pushing through the pelvis, drawing your shoulder blades back along your back if you can, lifting your gaze, and then exhale, bring your forehead to the mat, and bring your arms out to cactus arms or goalpost arms. Deep breath here. And then bring your palms underneath your shoulders, but just slightly behind your shoulders, right up close to your rib cage. Zip up through the legs. We're going to be coming up into a baby cobra. So we push through the palms to lift our chest just ever so slightly off of the earth for this first baby cobra. And check in here. Maybe lift your hands off of the mat to see if you can, wherever your torso is, to see if you can maintain that without using the palms to keep your torso in that lifted position. Awesome. So now you can release for a moment, and then we'll come into our first upward facing dog. So our palms are still in the same position, right behind our shoulders, really close to the ribs. We squeeze our elbows in together, so drawing the elbows together, or attempting to draw the elbows together, almost even behind our back. Push through the pelvis, push through the tops of the feet, and then try to straighten your arms to lift your torso all the way up. And then push through the tops of your feet to even lift your legs off of the mat. Drawing the shoulder blades back together. Lift your gaze straight out in front of you. And then push your hips up to the sky. And send your hips up high. Come onto the soles of your back feet now in downward facing dog. So check in with your fingers. Your index fingers should still be pointing towards the front edge of your mat. Your thumbs maybe even in almost like an L shape here, making an L and a backwards L. And then sending those hips back, bending through the knees generously to lengthen through the low back, dropping the crown of the head to the earth. The creases of your elbows are trying to spiral towards the front of your mat, and your thighs are trying to spiral inwards towards one another. Inner thighs are spiraling in and up. Deep breath here, deep breath out. Find a moment of stillness for one more cycle of breath. And then zip your feet up together so that your big toes are touching. And then ground through the left foot as you inhale to sweep your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, step that right foot in between your hands. You're up on the ball of your back foot. And then sweep your arms up to the sky for high lunge. As you inhale, lengthen your arms up to the sky. Just lengthen through the spine once more. You can shorten the stance if you wish to. You can even lower the hands to check in that your hips are still, if you had headlights at the fronts of your hips right here, these headlights are shining forwards to the front short edge of your mat. And then raise your arms back up to the sky after you've checked in with the hips. Here for 2 more deep breaths. Breathing into areas of tightness and tension. And then on this next inhale, draw in a big, big inhale, and then on the next exhale, spiral your back foot so that the long edge of your back foot is at the short edge of the mat, parallel to the back edge of the mat. Bend through the front leg. So ideally, we're trying to work towards one day, someday, having this leg at 90 degrees. But in the meantime, just check in that the knee is not coming over the ankle. So knee is stacked on top of the ankle. And check in if you look down at your foot that you can still see your toes. So maybe for some of you, you need to kind of bring your right hand to guide your knee out just a little bit so you can see your toes. And then sweep your arms out to a T and bring your gaze over your front middle finger here. Here for 2 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. And then flip your right palm to the sky and take a big inhale to paint a rainbow with that top hand, sweeping it in an arc over your head, dropping your torso back, dropping your left hand to your thigh, or maybe to your hip, coming into peaceful warrior. We keep our legs in the same position we were holding for warrior 2, just taking these movements from our torso. One more deep inhale here, and then exhale, start to bring your right elbow to the top of your right knee, just above your right knee, or maybe the inside edge of your right knee. And then sweep your left hand to the sky, sweeping your left hand in the same direction as the crown of your head. And you can bring that left hand to check in with your hips now. We want our hips ideally in one line, one plane. So you may need to kind of manually adjust that top left hip to either bring it forward or back, depending on where you are, so it's in line with the right hip. Awesome. We're here for 2 more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale to use the strength of your right front foot to bring your torso back up. Arms out to a T, and then straighten that front leg and bring your left leg back in closer, maybe about a foot. So we're preparing to come into triangle pose. So our legs are forming a triangle with the earth. Our front heel is in line with the arch of our back foot here. We're really on the knife edge of that back foot. And on all 4 corners of the front foot, arms out to a T. Flip the palm of your right front hand to the sky. Pretend you're holding a teacup in your hand and push that teacup out as if you were trying to hand it to somebody, keeping it upright as long as you can until your torso is parallel to that hand, and then drop the hand to the top of the shin, maybe the ankle, maybe it comes all the way to the inside edge of that right foot, and sweep your left arm to the sky. So your arms are in one nice long line, and feel free to check in with that right hip bone or left hip bone again. Maybe you need to spiral it back in space, trying to get it in line with that right hip bone. If you do, maybe you need to back it up a notch and kind of bring your torso back up higher. This is a great place if you had a block, heck, maybe even a water bottle, to use that to bring the ground up closer to you in order to keep your arms in a straight line and your left hip in line with your right. Awesome. Keeping your neck long, gaze straight forward, and then drop your gaze to your bottom foot. Remove your blocker water bottle. Use the strength of your right front leg, bend through the knee to bring you back into the triangle position, or upright triangle. Arms out to a T, and inhale, sweep the right arm over top once more, reverse the triangle, drop the left hand to the left thigh, and stretch through the right side body. Inhale, arms back out to a T, and then cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Bring weight through the front right foot as you step your left foot back up closer, so that your left foot is maybe about like midway, halfway along your mat. We're coming up into pyramid posture. So from here, you may need to heel toe your front foot out to the right a little bit to check in that your hips are both squared to the earth and in one nice plane, so that one hip, it's usually your left hip wants to be kind of tucked further back. So try to bring that left hip forward, and then lengthen through the spine and try to bring even weight through both your feet. So you may be wanting to dump all the weight in the right foot at this point, but try to bring your hips back in space just a little bit to bring some weight into that left back foot. Inhale to straighten through the spine and lengthen. And as you exhale, maybe fold ever so much slightly deeper into this pyramid. If this is too much for you and you're like, honey, what? No. Go ahead and bring your torso all the way back up, and then maybe clasp opposite elbows behind your back. Lengthen through the spine, and then just drop your torso forward from here until you feel the stretch through your right front hamstring. Wherever you are, a couple more deep breaths here. And then relax your grasp if you had your hands behind your back. Bring your hands to frame your front right foot. Ground, heel toe that front right foot right in between your hands, stacking it just kind of right in the middle of your mat. And then bend through that front knee to bring weight into that front right leg as you see if you can lift your back leg off of the mat. Maybe it just comes up ever so slightly. Maybe you're still hanging here on your back toes, still building strength in that right leg, working on your balance. And maybe one day, someday, we're lifting this left back leg all the way up to come into a standing splits. Beautiful. And wherever you are, continue to bring weight into that right leg and see if you can keep that left leg up as you draw the left leg all the way into your chest, drawing the left knee into your chest. And whoops, I couldn't do it. I lost it. Hopefully you've got better balance. So find a focal point straight out in front of you, and we're squeezing this left leg into our chest. And option to stay here. You stay where you're at. I'm just moving so you can see me. So option to stay here, or maybe you bring your right hand to your hip. Your left hand is still squeezing onto the front of your knee. And maybe you use your left hand to open up through this left knee, drawing the shoulder blades back along your spine. Spine is long. Crown of the head reaching tall to the sky. And then inhale to draw that knee back, squeezing it into the chest. Woo! Find your balance. All right, squeezing the knee into your chest. And then grab your left foot with your right hand to bring it onto the top of your right thigh, just above your right knee. Bring your palms together at heart center and slowly, slowly start to push your hips back and bring your torso forward, drawing your torso towards that bent leg. Once you're here, if you wish to lower your hands down to the earth, there's an option to do that, or you can stay here with your hands at heart center, palms at heart center. Or if you want to, drop those palms to the earth and try to straighten through that right leg, bending your torso ever so much closer to that right leg. Just an option. You're still getting an awesome hip opening wherever you are. Couple more deep breaths. And then bend through that front knee, front leg, right leg. Use the strength of that right leg to push your torso back up, finding your palms back at heart center. And see if you can squeeze that left knee into your chest one more time. Find your balance. Really struggling with that today. Seriously, yoga is a lot harder on carpet if you're practicing on carpet than it is on a hard floor. Squeeze that knee into your chest and exhale, release that leg down to meet your right leg and find yourself in a mountain posture at the top of your mat. Now is a good time for a water break. If you happen to have your water near you, if not, and you're like, nope, I'm just gonna stay here and keep breathing, find some stillness, maybe close your eyes in this mountain posture. Wherever you're at, it's all meet in mountain posture. So bring your feet hip width distance apart and lift up all of your toes. And then slowly take a look down at your feet and try to lower your toes one at a time, starting with the pinky. Big toe comes last. And spreading out the toes, trying to get as much space between the toes as you can. Your palms are at your sides, palms facing forward. Your arms are about 45 degrees away from your body. Drawing the shoulder blades together along your back. And find this tall mountain pose here. Honestly, even if you're standing in line at the grocery store, this is such a great pose to just find anywhere you're waiting in a line. Find this grounding, strengthening through the legs. This really is an active posture here. So you may lift your kneecaps up a little bit, engage your quads. You can release your hands to check in with your hips. Maybe everybody has kind of a different pelvis tilt, like their natural pelvis tilt. For a lot of people, maybe they stick their butt out and their pelvis, if they had headlights on their pelvis, is like shining to the ground. Maybe they round through and tuck it in so those headlights are almost like shining up. So take your hands, check in with your pelvis, and try to tuck that pelvis in whichever direction you need to get it so that the headlights of your hips are shining straight forward. Once you've checked in with those hips, release your hands once more. As you inhale, feel yourself drawing energy up through the feet. It's traveling up the front side of your body, rolling over the crown of your head. And as you exhale, the energy is traveling through the back side of your body, drawing the weight of your body back down into the earth. Maybe squeeze your shoulders up to your ears on the inhale, and exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together along your spine. And then let's inhale and sweep our arms up to the sky, maintaining all of the same positioning throughout our body, except just moving our arms, and then bringing our gaze overhead to our thumbs, high mountain, Urdhva Tadasana. And then exhale, circle sweep the arms down as you fold your hips up. Fold your hips forward. Bring your belly to the tops of your thighs. Bend through your knees generously to bring your belly to the tops of your thighs. And bring your hands to the mat. So you may be really tucked in pretty tightly here. And then start to try to, keeping your palms engaged into the earth, start to straighten through your hips, trying to bring your hips up towards the sky, dropping the crown of your head to the earth, forward fold. Working to straighten into the forward fold this way, rather than just like rounding through the spine, is going to help open your lower back and help protect your back and your hamstrings. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, slide your palms up from the earth to the fronts of the shins, or maybe even to the tops of the thighs, wherever you need to get your torso parallel to the floor. Straighten through the spine, gaze straight down, tuck the shoulders, tuck the shoulder blades behind you along your backside, squeezing your elbows in, squeezing your navel in. And then exhale, slide your hands back down your legs all the way to the earth, forward fold. And inhale to come up halfway, lift once more, flat back. And exhale, plant your hands. Oh, I almost forgot the left side. Okay, so we're in a forward fold. And yep, that's right. Oh yeah, step your feet back. High plank. We got this. All right, high plank. Here we are. Squeezing everything in together. If you need, go ahead and lower your knees. And wherever you are, squeezing everything in, squeezing the navel in, squeezing the legs together, protracting your shoulders. So rather than retracting and pushing shoulder blades together, protracting, creating space. Push your shoulders in front of your wrists ever so slightly. Bend through the elbows. Squeeze the elbows into your ribs and lower all the way to the earth. Oh, good job. Inhale, push yourself up, baby cobra. And exhale, curl the back toes under, lift the kneecaps up, engage through your legs. Push your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bending one leg, and then the other. And then zip up through the feet. Bringing your big toes together, heels together, ground through the right foot. Inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky. And exhale, step it through in between your hands to come up, high lunge on the left side. Inhale to lengthen through the arms, reaching your big beach ball up overhead. Feel free to drop the hands just to check in with the hips. Maybe you need to widen the stance. Maybe you need to shorten the stance, whatever you need to do to get these hips in one plane, one line, and the headlights of your hips shining towards the front, short edge of your mat. And then bring your hands back up to the sky. Inhale and exhale, spiral the back foot down. We're in warrior two on the other side. Gaze over the front middle finger. Once more, go ahead and check in with the feet that the heel of your front foot is in line right in the middle of the arch of the back foot. The hips are in line to the long edge of your mat. And sweep the arms back out to a T, gaze over the middle finger. Couple deep breaths here. Breathe into areas of tension and tightness. On your next inhale, flip the left palm to the sky and sweep that left hand overhead, painting a rainbow overhead as you come into your peaceful warrior, dropping your right hand to the right thigh, stretching through the left side body, and then exhale, left knee to the top or the inside edge, left elbow to the inside edge of the left knee, sweep your right arm overhead, side angle. Feel free to check in with that right hip. Maybe you need to draw it back slightly in space so that it's in line. Right hip's in line with the left. Deep inhale and exhale. And then inhale, bring your arms back out to a T, torso straightens back up, warrior two. And straighten the front leg. Go ahead and heel toe that back foot in about a foot or 6 inches. We're setting up for triangle posture here. And sweep your arms out to a T. Hips are still squared to the long edge of your mat. Flip the front palm, the left palm to the sky, and pretend you're reaching, holding a teacup, reaching to hand it to someone until your torso is basically parallel with the earth. And then dropping that hand to the top of the shin, the ankle, maybe the inside edge of the left foot, and sweeping your right arm up to the sky. So keeping your arms in one nice line. You can lower that top hand to check in with the hip. Maybe you're trying to pull that right hip back in space to be in line with the left. Gaze to the top hand, straight out to a drishti right in front of you, keeping your neck long. Either option. And then lower your gaze to the front foot, bend through the front leg. Use the strength of that front left leg to lift your torso back up, arms out to a T. Flip that left palm to the sky and sweep it overhead to reverse triangle. Inhale to bring your torso back up, arms out to a T, and cartwheel your hands down to frame that front left foot, and step your right foot about halfway up along your mat. You may need to now, setting up for pyramid, heel toe your left foot a little bit wider to create more space between your feet. So like one day, someday, we're trying to get our heels in line in this posture, but not today. And inhale to straighten and lengthen through the spine, checking in with the hips, even weight in both the feet, checking in that the hips are squared and in the same line. So probably you need to push your right hip forward. You can bring your hands to your hips to help with this proprioception, this body awareness. And if this is too much on the hamstring, Go ahead and lift your torso all the way back up. Bring your arms behind your back to clasp your opposite elbows, and then start to lower your torso from here. So maybe you just come a short ways down and you're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it in the hammy. Try to bring that even weight in both your feet, so don't dump all the weight in the front foot. Spine is long, neck is long, gaze straight down. Couple more deep breaths. And on your next exhale, unwind, release. Bring your hands to frame that front left foot, heel toe that front left foot right into the middle of your mat, in the middle of your hands, and start to play with lifting the right leg. So bringing all the weight into your left leg, and maybe just start to play with seeing if you can raise that back right foot up to the sky while keeping your hips squared to the earth. Maybe that right leg keeps on lifting till you come into the standing splits. And then wherever you are, try to keep that right leg lifted. Squeeze the leg into your chest as you bring that right leg and your torso all the way up, squeezing the right leg into your chest. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Right arm is circling around the right knee. And use that right arm to help you, I'm just moving so you can see, open the right leg to the right. Keeping your shoulders squared, hips squared to the front. Drawing energy up through that standing leg, finding a focal point, a drishti, straight out in front of you. And then inhale to bring that knee back around, squeeze it into your chest. Grab your right foot with your left hand, bring that left foot on top of your thigh, your quad, right above your left knee. Hands to prayer position at heart center. Start to tip your hips back, bringing your torso forward, and hang out here for a while. Or option 2, bring your hands down to the mat, trying to straighten through that left leg, and releasing your crown of the head to the earth. Deep breath here, a couple more deep breaths. And then bend through that left leg, bend through the left knee. Bring your hands back to heart center, prayer position, to straighten back up. Keep standing on that left leg as you squeeze the right knee into your chest one more time. And exhale, release, shake it out. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, high mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to high plank. You can lower onto your knees here. Push your shoulders in front of your wrists. Squeeze your elbows into your ribs. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Pedal off the feet. And start to walk your hands to your feet. So slowly, 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 start to walk your hands back, back, back to your feet. Heel toe your feet so they're hip width distance apart. And then make a peace sign with your hands and take your peace fingers, your index and your middle finger, and wrap them around your big toes. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And exhale, bend through the elbows to bring your belly to the tops of your thighs. And try to push your hips up to the sky. This is Padangustasana, big toe grab. Couple deep breaths here. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself up to a flat back, flat spine, straight spine. And then exhale to release your hands. Walk your hands back out about halfway up the mat. And have some fun coming into a seated position. If you want to, bending through the knees and maybe just seeing, oh, can I try to jump my legs through my hands? Or just make your way down into a seated posture. We'll have our soles of our feet flat on the earth, knees pointing to the sky. Bring your arms straight out, parallel to the floor, and start to tip back on your hips until you come into this boat pose variation. If this is too much, grab onto the back sides of the thighs, hang out here. And if you're looking for a little bit more, go ahead and straighten through the legs, pointing your toes, trying to shine a light, a headlight from your heart up to the ceiling. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1, and go ahead and slowly release everything back down to the earth. If you need to adjust yourself or scoot yourself so you're back on your mat. And from here, bring the soles of your feet to the earth. Draw your heels in as close to your sit bones as you can. Try to bring your fingertips to touch your heels. Palms are pressing into the earth. Draw your shoulder blades together behind your back. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, slowly start to push your hips to the sky, pressing through the legs, pressing through the soles of the feet, squeezing the quads, squeezing the glutes, pressing through the back of your shoulders, the back of your head. We're here in bridge pose for 3 deep breaths. And on your exhale, slowly try to lower vertebrae by vertebrae back onto the mat, lowering all of your spine back onto the mat, and then drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice squeeze here. Release your legs, stretch your legs out, straight out in front of you, and then draw your right knee back into your chest, squeezing your right knee into your chest, into your armpit, using your hands, interlacing your fingers on the front side of your knee to help squeeze that knee in. And then take a deep inhale, and on your next exhale, use your left hand to help bring your right knee across your midline, across your body to the left side of your mat. That knee doesn't need to come all the way down to the mat. More important that you keep your shoulder blades both squared into the earth. So arms out to a T, and try to keep your shoulder blades squared into the earth while twisting that right knee to your left side. One more deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, draw that knee back into your chest, give it one more squeeze, and exhale to release that right leg, to extend the right leg out next to your left. And then inhale to bring the left knee into your chest, into your armpit, interlacing your fingers on the front side of your knee to bring that knee in closer. Really working on keeping your right leg still extended, so you may still be quite active in the right leg, the extended leg, squeezing through the quads, the calves, to engage that leg with the earth. Deep inhale, and then exhale. Use your right hand to bring your left knee across your body to the right side of your mat, and square your arms back out to a T to try to keep your shoulder blades evenly squared to the mat, evenly pressing into the mat. Couple more deep breaths here. We're starting to unwind, relax, preparing for our final resting posture. And on your next inhale, draw that left knee back into your chest. Roll yourself back out onto your spine. Squeeze that left knee into your chest once more. And exhale to extend the left leg to meet your right. Finding your final Shavasana corpse pose. Or taking a moment if you aren't quite ready to find any last minute movements you may need. Maybe bringing your knees to your chest and rocking back and forth. Maybe doing windshield wiper with your legs. Drawing both knees together and rocking them to one side of your mat and then the other. Squeezing your navel into your belly to protect your spine while you do these windshield wiper movements. Maybe taking a happy baby, a waterfall, pushing your legs up to the sky, or maybe a shoulder stand. Or if you're ready, just head on into that Shavasana, that corpse pose. Okay, wherever you are, unwind, extend your legs, extend your arms. Your limbs are about 45 degrees away from your body. Arches of the feet are shining towards the ceiling. Heels are close together, toes are splaying out. Palms up to the sky. Perhaps draw your shoulder blades, walk your shoulder blades behind you, just ever so much closer to your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Close your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax your eyelids. Maybe lick your lips and take a nice deep swallow. Relax your tongue. Draw it away from the roof of the mouth if you're pressing your tongue. Just let that tongue hang heavy. Relax the back of your head into the mat. Feel the contact points your body is making with the earth. And one by one, start to focus on each of those points and invite that body part to relax. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, your pelvis, your legs, and your whole body. Just allow your whole body to relax and melt into the earth. I invite you to stay in Shavasana as long as you can. But if you are ready to be guided out, slowly start to bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Make circles with the wrists and the ankles one way, and then the other. Clench your fists, clench your hands together in fists, squeeze your toes in, curl your toes in, squeeze all your muscles, and then relax. And then bring your soles of the feet to the earth, knees shining to the sky. And bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big squeeze, a nice hug. Rocking front to back and side to side gently. And then slowly lower both your legs onto your right side. Bring your right arm underneath your head for a little pillow, finding this fetal position. Bring the palm of your left hand just in front of your chest and use that left hand to push your torso back up while keeping your eyes closed as best you can. Finding a comfortable seat, a cross-legged position on your mat. Bringing your hands together at heart center, still keeping your eyes closed. We'll take one deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then we'll bow our forehead to our fingertips as we close our practice by saying Namaste. The light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Again, I'm Morgan Moonchild, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon. Thanks. Have a great day wherever you are.